Welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we are going to see part 1 of the 5 series for Tetris game development using JavaScript. You can watch step by step of this game development. Feel free to pause the video to relook on any lines of code. Hope you will enjoy to play the Tetris game developed by yourself. Before going to the video, please subscribe and click like button if not already subscribed. Let us start the Tetris game development from scratch using JavaScript. In this HTML file, I'll give the web page title as Tetris game using JavaScript. First we have to have a canvas, so I'll give canvas width of 300 and height 300. The canvas ID, we will call it as Tetris. This ID will be passed for JavaScript. We will also associate styling to our web page and the canvas. For the body, let us give the element background as black. Display will be flex. Height will be 100% as canvas. Align item shall be center. Justify content is again center, so that in the HTML body canvas is in the center. Again for canvas we will give the styling property of border. Border is 1 pixel, it is solid and white in color, so that as the complete HTML body is black in color, there shall be a border for a width of 300 by 300, and this border will be white in color, which distinguishes our canvas from the other portion of the HTML body. In the preview we could see it is aligned center and content is also justified to the center, and we have a border of white color for our canvas. Next we will start our Java program. For that I will have the script tag within which we will start our programming. First let me have the canvas variable, which shall take the get element by ID, and the ID is Tetris here, which is the ID we have given for canvas. Next content variable, context variable shall take a canvas.getContext of 2D. We will declare a variable const grid with the value as 30. And let us also have a variable request Tetris update as null. We want our canvas to be updated periodically, so request Tetris update will be calling Windows API request animation frame and pass a function called cyclic. Now we will go and define our function cyclic, which will be called by the Windows API request animation frame. As this cyclic is going to be the main function to refresh the canvas, we will call again the Windows API request animation frame every time, and we will use context.clear rectangle to clear our rectangle, so that it will get cleared and then rewrite with the new set of datas to the screen. So we will clear the whole rectangle from 0 comma 0 to the complete canvas width and height, which is 300 by 300 pixel. Now we will try to form a 10 by 10 grid in our canvas. The canvas is of size 300 by 300 pixels. We have a variable called grid which is 30. So if each rectangle is of size 30, then we will have 10 rows and 10 columns. So the first x, let x is for the row, and the second for loop with let y variable is for column in each row. We will fill our rectangle, the grids, with orange color, and each grid will be starting from the current x and y position, and it will fill with orange until grid -1, so that we will see the border of black color. As we recollect, we have given the background as black color for our canvas and also for the HTML body page. By filling the orange color just one position before the grid value, we see as if that black color is a border. This is of 10 columns and 10 rows. The variable grid is given a value of 30, and this canvas, whole canvas height and width is 300 by 300, and this grid value 30 divides this canvas and provides 10 by 10 matrix for us. Time being, we are filling our whole canvas with orange color and the whole blocks are filled. Later we will design our own Tetris blocks. Now we will see how to give a end screen, that is game over last screen. I will call a function within this cyclic. Let us go and declare a variable game over initialized to false, and we will go and define our function display game over. This display game over will be called when the game is over and we want to display the text game over at the center of our canvas. The first function I call is to cancel the animation frame, which will be called periodically to update our canvas, and let us also update the variable game over to true. We will try to put a rectangle of black color at the center of the canvas. So context fill style is black, and global alpha is 0.75 value, and context rectangle shall start from the leftmost end, that is 0, and as we want it to be at the center, it is canvas height divided by 2 minus 30. That means we are moving to the 4th row, and it shall go till the right end, so canvas width and the height of 60, so that the frame will be for 2 rows. Okay, our frame is for 2 rows at the center, but it is complete black rather than being transparent. The black should be of transparent, then only we can see the blocks that is behind the screen when we give game over display. Okay, it is not global align, it has to be global alpha. Yes, now it is fine. We got a transparent color. We will write a text game over at the center of the rectangle. Let the fill style be white and global alpha be 1. As we are going to display the text, the context text baseline shall is middle, and context text align is going to be center. We will put context fill text, and the text that shall be displayed is game over, and it shall be to the center, hence canvas width divided by 2, then canvas height divided by 2. We'll see, walk through this display game over function. First it cancels the animation frame, then we give the rectangle black background on which we will write the text game over. Our preview screen, we got the game over text on the rectangle background, but game over font has to be increased size of the font, hence I'll give context dot font as 30 pixel and monospace. Now again we will see our preview. As expected, game over is there, and we have done